We're live from the heart of Kansas City. We bring you Buck and Bob take on Chiefs Kingdom. I'm Bob,
I'm Buck. We're not fancy analysts.
but we have just as many bad takes. Ooh, it's been a while since we've done the in-person podcast,
Yeah.
and we had a lot more to set up than we had remembered. So, but we're here. We're here after the game, and yeah, I've got some good. I got some. I do have some bad.
Yeah, there's a little bit of bad. There's a little bit of good. I'm just so excited. It's like it feels like it was 6 months ago the last time that we got together to do this, and this is the reason that we got together to do this was these kind of shows. And man, I'm just glad to get back to football. It's not meaningful yet.
Yep.
I mean, as far as wins and losses, is very meaningful. We found out a lot tonight. There's still a lot of unanswered questions after tonight, but yeah, man, just to watch another game and get back into the flow again.
Yeah, it was. I mean, there was a whole lot exciting. I really wish, it was exciting to force the force the fumble on the opening kickoff, and Roland Wallace comes up with it, but it cut down on our Mahomes, you know, amount of plays. Mahomes exits the game with one pass for 1 yard for one touchdown, something like that.
Dude, he is trending for some awesome numbers. If he sticks for a touchdown for every yard that he throws, we're in for an exciting season.
Well, we're in for a
I'm not.
big rushing season if that's the case.
We differed in how we felt about that too. The whole how many times Mahomes came out. I personally, he came out for the exact right amount of plays. I just get him out there with the first team for a few snaps, hand off the ball a couple times, throw the ball a couple of times. Doesn't look like he's rusty. I saw more than enough from Mahomes tonight. I know you wanted to see him maybe for another drive.
I wanted to see at least one more drive.
I just with injuries in his ankle, it's like let's start off this year with a bang and just let him go sit on the bench and let's see what the backups can do. I was excited to see Minshew for a while.
Yeah, but it's still. I was happy to see that Simmons stayed out there a lot longer. I remember last year I think we pulled Kingsley. Every time we pulled Mahomes, and I just thought that was a bad deal. So
Yeah, they definitely left the entire starting line out there for a couple of drives. I think, like you said, maybe the whole entire first quarter. That I believe needs to happen because the cohesiveness between those five specifically really needs to gel, and it's got to be good week one.
yeah, so strengths I saw. I mean, receivers it looked great. I mean, the receivers were really going good. Hicks is on fire. I mean, Hicks looked great the entire night. Connor tackling a ton too, but the middle of the field looked wide open a lot. And
Even with the starters in there, it did. It was like a leftover frustration from last season. It just kind of seemed that middle of the field was going to be a weakness, and God, I I'm fearful that that's going to be another thing that we just kind of have to deal with all season long. And it just seems like for
unless
me,
we get McDuffie, and McDuffie in the slot could change a lot of that, I think. But also, yeah, our linebackers looked slow. I'm just gonna be honest. I mean, the only one that looked fast was Bassa. The rest of the linebackers looked slow, and we're getting burnt. Just I was so excited watching, Brushard Smith burn all of our linebackers in training camp, and now I'm like, oh, is everybody gonna burn our linebackers? You know what I mean? Like,
I'm hoping that's less of a symptom of slow linebackers and more of a symptom of they're just all trying to get caught up to Spags' defense. We kind of chatted before the game. We really kind of expected a vanilla defensive play calling from Spags, but we saw some exotic blitzes. We saw, yeah,
but it was
wasn't-
mostly vanilla though.
It's just, yeah. I mean, they look slow. They look like they were one or two steps behind every time, like you said, except for Bassa.
One thing that really concerns me is the pass rush still isn't there. The pass rush, I did not see any spark of awesome in the pass rush. I mean, not until like the fourth quarter. Might have been late the third quarter, the fourth quarter's first time we got to the quarterback. I mean, that's still a huge, huge problem. And I did see Omar Norman Lott. I saw his motor going. I saw him chasing guys to the sideline, not giving up on plays. But we have got to break the line and get pressure with four, or we're going to run into the same problem we did last year.
I kind of made a note of something like that, probably midway to the end of the first quarter, where I talked about I noted that they were collapsing the pocket fairly decent. They definitely weren't getting the pressure on the quarterback that we were really kind of hoping for. But my memory over Spag's time here in Kansas City is that this defense starts slow, and I'm not talking about starting slow in the game. I mean, early on in the season, they just don't look like they're completely up to form to what we would want, and it really doesn't kind of amp up until later in the season. If that's the case, then what I saw tonight, I'm actually really excited for, because this is the worst we're going to see them, and it's just game by game going to get a little bit better, progressing, getting to know each other better, and getting to know Spags' plays and how he likes to change things up. So I completely agree with everything that you've said, but I'm just a little more optimistic about it, just because Spags he's such a complicated guy to get to really be familiar with his defense and how he calls the plays.
Well, I hope you're right, but I feel like it's crazy. We should have been getting pressure in there. The other team was getting pressure in on us. I mean, it looked like we were getting zero pressure unless we brought those few exotic blitzes that he brought. And then the linebackers were getting burnt when and then one of those exotic blitzes, they had Malik Herring
Yeah.
out covering the center of the field. I was like, I don't know about that. It was,
He made the tackle.
but at the same time, you have to take everything with a grain of salt. They're trying different stuff. Like, they're not trying to win. Like, I mean, no one cared about winning on that sideline at all. Not one person, I don't think.
No, I'm pretty bummed that we didn't win the game. I'm pretty bummed.
I wanted to win the game. Like, it started out looking like we were gonna go great, but that's the whole dude. Zappy did not look good. Did not look good.
He had a couple of good throws. He had that one throw to Tanyan on the sideline that he had to thread the needle between two defenders. That was a great route. That was a great throw, a really good catch. Speaking of Tanyan,
Wow, man.
he's really making a name for himself out there. He
He
wants
is.
to make this team.
He is.
I was
man.
very impressed.
Yeah. And you know who's not making a name? Who's not flashing at all, really? I mean, I think he had one good run, but Elijah Mitchell. I mean, he's been so quiet in camp too. I wonder, we put out our 53 man, and we left Tanyan off, but I feel like we should have explained that in the video better. We left Tanyan off because he's a vet, and I feel like we could talk him into going to the practice squad saying, "Hey, someone's gonna get hurt. You're next up." Whereas if we put someone else like Wiley or someone else like that on the practice squad, they can get grabbed by waivers. The vet can't. I forget how many years you have to be in the NFL to have that stipulation, but I know Wiley is not. It would be under the waivers stipulation. Like, you would not be able to just put him on there without a team having the chance to snag him.
All right, HD Chiefs fan said, Buck, stop it. Zappy was a bag of 90-year-old balls. Look, man, Zappy is not going to make
Yeah,
it.
Zappy was horrible, dude.
Yeah, he
You're
was
crazy.
He had a couple of good throws. He did. I mean, I'm not saying I was impressed with anything. He's not making it as the backup. He's not going to beat Minshew out of that spot. There's no chance of that. He's just trying to put some film out there for another team to pick him up when he gets let go, because absolutely he's not making this team. And I'm not saying that he was great. I'm not saying he was good, but he had a couple of good balls, as Dick Vermeil used to like to say.
And then, yeah, dude, Brownlee made that crazy good catch right there at the start
That was
for
insane.
for the TD.
What
Like,
a great catch.
and he's looked good in camp too. I mean, we've got so many receivers. It's crazy the depth we have there. And then what's Elijah Badger had that great that great catch and run like wide receiver screen. I mean, uh, I was hoping to see more from Thornton and Royals tonight, but Thornton did draw the flag. That probably would have been a TD had he not dropped. Had he not been interfered with.
It
So
seemed like they were dedicating specific drives to specific receivers.
you think so?
Remember, they threw to Thornton 3 times in a row. They threw to who was it? Maybe it's my second page of notes. Yeah, Royals there was that one drive where Royals had 2 catches and a third run. Yeah, Royals was that that touchdown drive where Minshew ran it in. He had tried to throw to Royals in the end zone, but there was some kind of miscommunication. Royals kind of held up, and Minshew threw it towards the sideline. So it kind of looked like they were trying to get some guys on tape a little bit, in chunks. That's kind of what it looked like. I could be completely wrong. It just might have been the read that the quarterback was making at that time, just happened to be that guy a few times in a row, but that's what it seemed like to me.
What's this from Brandy Smith? This was some wild cards, like wild Cardinals, or were the Chiefs playing some wild cards? I'm not sure how to. I'm not sure what that means, but let us know.
But hello.
And hi, how you doing?
Hello. How you doing?
Yeah. So, yeah. What else? I wanted to see. I wanted to see more from Smith too. I kind of wish Smith would have got a few more tries with the starters. Carson Steele
Okay.
looks pretty good.
Okay. Bob and I were so high on Carson Steele last season during the preseason and Jaden Hicks. We were big on both of these guys. Jaden didn't seem to get as many opportunities last season as we thought he deserved. So this year, look, in the preseason so far, he's looked great. Steele looked great in the preseason last year and then just kind of piddled out of the gates with a couple of fumbles in his first few games, and we didn't see a whole lot of him.
But we did see him with a lot of the starters still in this game, whereas last year we saw him with a lot of the backups most
yes,
of the time.
Absolutely. But once he got into the season, even before he was taken out, he didn't have the same steam to get through the starting defenders.
I think that was a lot of stress related things, pressure, because I don't think that I think that there was too much for him, and then that first fumble was just
got into his head.
Basically, a snowball effect, and he was just, I don't know what to do,
It's just, we saw this from him last year, so when we see this from him again today, he was running the ball hard the few times that he got to. I'm just very hesitant to get high on him so early on like we did last year, and then, I don't want to say get burned, but because he wasn't in long enough to burn the team. But
he's not going to start or anything, I don't think. It's just, I don't know. I really think he's going to make the team, and so many people don't think he's going to make the team.
I'm starting to wonder, with what we saw from Tanyan tonight, I'm really starting to wonder if Steele is going to make the team, and maybe Tanyan might.
See, I feel like if we were going to switch something up in our 53-man, I feel like we would be dropping Elijah Mitchell and taking Tanyan.
Very possibly.
That's what I would say.
Very possibly.
Did you know what? I don't even know if he did. I don't know that I saw Chris in the game at all.
I thought I saw him in the very first series.
Guys, I can't.
But I wouldn't,
Norman Lott a bunch.
I wouldn't bet a stick of gum on it.
Yeah, I
but
don't.
We definitely saw Norman Lott.
I definitely didn't see him cause any pressure. I was looking for pressure. We saw Karloftis in there a good deal.
Mm-hmm. We saw Gelati a lot.
Saw FAU draw a flag. I don't know about him, man. I'm really just kind of losing steam on FAU, and I'm losing steam on a lot of the line, man. I was really that's my biggest takeaway from tonight is just I was excited for that line, and now I'm not excited and
Give them
not real
time,
happy
man.
about it.
Just
I'm
just
hoping.
give them some time.
Well, I mean, I don't have any choice but to give them time, but I'm gonna say I'm not happy about it, and I don't think it's okay, and I think that needs to change before the season starts, or we're gonna be in some deep, deep doo doo.
Right early on in the second quarter, when we still had a good portion of the starters in there on defense, right as the second quarter started, we had a good 3-and-1 stop. Good stop on 3rd and 1. Remember that? That was because they were, and then we thought that they were going to go for it on 4th and 1, and we were kind of
Yeah,
surprised that they didn't. So that was a
yeah,
good defensive stop.
yeah.
So
Well,
there's,
and that was it that Bassa that made that stop?
ooh, I don't know. I didn't note it.
I
Who made the
think
stop?
was that in the start of the second quarter? Yeah,
Yeah.
3rd and 1 stop. That was
Yep.
Bassa.
Okay.
Bassa came in doing that. So Bassa's a bright spot on the linebacker crew, but we fell for the screen way too much too. I mean, geez. But that just goes to show the youth on the team too, because maybe they were over pursuing. I'd have to go back and look again, but
And our scream game was weak. The few
yeah,
it was, man, they blew that one play up.
yeah, it was not looking the best. It was pretty sad also to see. We had Bush on our latest 53-man roster prediction, and
It's not looking good.
it doesn't look good for him. It looks like it's a Achilles injury, is what they said, and yeah,
We'll know more tomorrow.
we'll know more tomorrow. But most likely, he's done. But I mean, that also means that he's someone we can keep on the pup list to start the season, so we can keep a hold of him. What do we got here?
5-yard slant pass game burnt our defense the whole game. Yeah, over the middle.
Yep.
It was frustrating to watch that, man. Just frustrating.
Yeah, but we have to take it all with a grain of salt. Like I said, this is a preseason game. I don't even know what to really say about it. Like, I need to go back and study. We used to do these. We have to figure out how we're going to do our stuff going into this season. We didn't really talk about that until just tonight. We used to go live about an hour after the game was over. We'd watch the press conferences. We would go over stat sheets, and going live right after the game like this. There's not even the stat sheets aren't even available in most spots. And when we'd have those different things to go on, but it's kind of hard. It's really hard because if you're right, and they were doing just like 3 plays back to back to Royals and 3 plays back to back to somebody else, that's really vanilla. Like, that's not trying to trick the defense at all. Gelati was a non-factor all night. Yeah, I didn't see anything from him really at all.
The thing that I saw from Gelati was his motor. He wasn't ever giving up. He wasn't getting frustrated. He's still, he's got a lot of work to do. And I don't know if that means learning the play. Maybe it's the weight room.
I mean, he's got a powerful bull rush. He needs some different moves. His bull rush is nasty, but if they always know he's gonna do the bull rush, then they can prepare for it a lot easier, and be ready for it. He needs some versatility to his rush.
Yeah, he was kind of exposed tonight.
Yeah,
Let's-
Prayers to Dion
Oh yeah.
Bush. It's a bummer, man. It's a bummer. I saw Gelati only get flags. Yep. Well, and he's gonna have to get better, or announcers are gonna keep pronouncing his name wrong and call him Gelat.
Oh yeah, that was great. How about let's talk about a bright spot here.
Okay.
Remigio. Yeah, his very first kickoff return was
To the
48 yards.
It was almost to the 50, right?
Yeah, it was a 48-yard return. I mean, half the field, and that's just a continuation of what we saw late last season and in the postseason from him. He had a couple of catches tonight. And that was another guy that had 2 or 3 catches and targets in a row was Remigio.
Well, the catch he missed out the back of the end zone was one I pointed out to you. That's why like Thornton would have made that
Yes,
catch.
yeah.
Like, I mean, you got to be able to lay out for those.
His
and
size killed him there.
his size does hurt him. But I mean, if he's returning it to the 50 on a kickoff return, I mean, you kind of got to keep the guy.
Kinda. I wouldn't be sad or depressed or anything. I'd be psyched about that. To have it a return guy is remember the Dante Hall days? I'm not saying he's Dante Hall by any stretch. Just remember how exciting it was to have one of the premier return guys on
yeah.
your team.
Well, yeah, and now with the kickoffs changing to touchbacks going to the 35, kickoff returners have once again become much more important than they were prior. So that's a huge thing just right there. And you know, two people that really showed out to me today was Nazi Johnson and oh gosh, what's his name? What's his name?
I hate
The other
guessing
one.
who you're trying to think of. I'm always wrong.
It's Nazi Johnson and
Williams.
Joshua Williams. Yes. So both of them looked good. I don't know if they're trying to get, because there were rumors of Josh getting traded. I wonder if they're trying to get him more screen time to kind of get something from him. Well, I'm not sure though.
With the loss of Deion Bush, maybe he's another piece to keep.
Well, right here, as Chief said, brings up the 70-yard bomb. Dude, I've been watching that in training camp live, and like, dude, people love Matt Ariza, especially the ladies. Like, the ladies go crazy for the kickers. I mean, they're like, Butker,
Well,
Ariza, oh, Ariza over here, Butker. I mean, it's nuts. Like, I couldn't believe the amount of female fans they had. I was just like, well,
so here's a
females
side
like
note.
kickers.
On Friday, I was listening to 810 radio here, and they brought up one of the. It's not an official NFL website by any means, but it was some big website that does a lot of football stats. So the stat they were looking at was, I think it was top 100 most attractive men in the NFL, and 3 Chiefs made it in the top 35. Patrick Mahomes, number 35. Butker, number 3 in the NFL. Hottest guys.
I will say,
He's got a strong beard game.
so I see him on TV, and I always thought he was a generally okay looking guy. I saw both him and Matt Ariza up close in person, and I was like, that is one good looking dude. Wow. Like, I mean, it was, I was just like, geez, not a blemish on him, like perfect facial hair. Is like, could be a
Chin structure.
yeah, it could be a male, like a male model. It was just hilarious.
I was
though.
bummed that Chris Jones didn't make that list.
I feel like Travis Kelce should have made that list, right? No.
No, he didn't. It was
Wow.
Who was the other one?
Wow,
I can't
the
remember
third
who the
chief.
third guy
It's got to
was.
be. Oh, it's got to be Pacheco, right?
No,
Really?
Pacheco. Wasn't Pacheco. It might have been Kelsey.
It's funny.
It was
It's
like number
interesting.
16 or something, whoever it was. It might have been Kelsey.
Butker
Might
was
have been.
number
But
3.
Mahomes was 35 and Butker was number 3.
Yep,
It's
hit
the
that
one
like
list.
that like button, guys, please.
It's the one
We need
list
all the
that
help we could get.
Butker is going to be rated higher than Mahomes.
Oh, okay, so Smith looked like he was just shaken up. We didn't really hear anything though after that. At least if we did, I missed it.
No, that's a good thing. If
Yeah.
you hear something, that's usually when they're giving you bad news.
Yeah, what about, didn't Jalen Watson get shaken up too?
No, it was Cam Jones.
Cam Jones, yeah.
Yeah. So okay, so we had a little discussion about concussion protocol during the game. Let's see if you guys know the answer to this. when somebody's in concussion protocol, that's the point where they've said, okay, we're going to see if this guy has a concussion. We're going to sit down with doctors and figure it out. And usually it takes a little bit of time, like half hour, 45 minutes, an hour, something in that range. But Bob thought that once he's in concussion protocol, that means that he was confirmed that he has a concussion.
And
So
therefore,
what do you
can't
guys
come back.
think?
Yeah. Does anybody know? Because I mean, I'm gonna
we're gonna
research it and find
Google it
out
after.
myself later. But if somebody knows, it'd be nice to know just now. Because I thought concussion protocol meant concussion was confirmed. Now they have to go through everything before they can come back, and that's what concussion protocol is. But maybe it's just as soon as they think they have a concussion, that's concussion protocol. I don't know.
That's funny. That's funny, Brian.
See, I thought so. Okay, Samuel said that Jalen Watson.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that he was.
No, but I
he
said he got shook it up, and you said no, it was Cam Jones.
Jalen Watson. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
But okay, so what does HCC said?
Bob is correct. The blue tent is being evaluated for a concussion. No, that.
Yeah, it was a little different. I thought
Bob
that
thought
meant,
it was confirmed that it is a concussion.
Yeah, once they're in
concussion protocol means that they are being currently evaluated, and they have to sit down. I believe it's with the team doctor and a doctor that is neutral, like an outside doctor. They both have to confirm when he's in concussion protocol, but it isn't a quick process. I don't think they always have one of those doctors there at the stadium, so they've got to call somebody in. Maybe somebody's on call for the game. They got to wait for him to get there.
See, we're getting kind of the same thing. Like, I still think that. I think it's technically the term they're in concussion protocol means that they've got the concussion and now they have to, pass all the tests before able to return. But it's kind of I'm going to look it up and find out exactly what it means. See, so HD Chiefs fan thinks that I'm correct too, but we'll find out. We'll report back to you Monday. Yeah, we'll probably be doing a show Monday too. We're very up in the air about how we're going to do this now because we're going to be doing two podcast shows a week now. We're going to be doing our one where we're kind of going over what we need to do, keys to win the game, and then we'll be doing our shows right afterwards, which in the regular season we'll have a third person for those. We'll have Mel in for those too. So bring a little female perspective to the show.
Bring a lot of female perspective to the show.
Bring a alpha female perspective. She don't take no shit.
That's right.
But there was something up here I wanted.
She knows her shit.
Some up here I wanted to. Yep, Bill. Zappy sucked. Well, I mean, we lost the game probably because no one cared about winning the game. But yeah, I would agree. Like if he wasn't in the game,
if winning the game mattered, Mahomes would have been in there.
Yeah, but I mean, if we had any of the other quarterbacks in, I think we would have won the game. Also, like Okadoki, I can't say his name.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Minshew would have closed that out.
Yeah, I think Minshew would have closed it out. I think Zappy was definitely a. But what do we got here? Oladuki, Nazi, dude. Nazi looked good. I don't know what you're talking about, Brian. Nazi, in my opinion, looked good, but that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. Andy Heck looked good. He was out there playing, kicking some butt. He's out there. Oh, I could do this. I could do this too, guys.
I can still do it. I can still play.
Can you imagine him going out there? But
I'll
prove it to you, Brian.
I'm ready to play. And the other person that we're not even saying his name tonight. There's no need to.
No more.
No more. We're not saying no more and no more.
That was my favorite meme from our last video that nobody watched. Nobody watched it. Damn it. I don't understand YouTube. Like, it's got, it's a freaking 8.5-minute video, and it's got average view time 7 minutes. And it's just like, what do you want from me to push this out to more people? I don't understand. But my favorite meme was when we named the receivers we were taking, and he got Ryan Reynolds going, no. And the girl goes, no? He goes, no more. I loved that.
That was a good one. There was all the gifts in that were really good though. They were
And
really
FAU was horrible. Horrible. What else we got here? We're behind in chat here. Trying to Rose is a fraud? You think so? Brian, you think Rose didn't he got like 3 chances.
and they weren't good throws.
Yeah, it wasn't great. And
He made the catch.
and the
fell
screen,
forward.
the rest of the team let him down on that wide receiver screen. Like,
And it's
it
his
was-
first NFL game. His very first. So let the game slow down just a little bit for him. Let him get comfortable out there.
Yeah.
He's making the team, Brian. So better get used to him, buddy.
Yeah, but I think we were talking about, I think before you got in here, Brian, but we think Najee Johnson and Josh Williams both looked good. I don't know if they gave Josh a lot of playing time. I wonder if they're still trying to peddle him and they're just trying to get him a lot of eyes. And you were talking about Sky Moore.
No, I wasn't.
I wonder, like, I couldn't believe he caught a kick. I was like, whoa.
And then immediately went down.
Although it wasn't a punt, was it?
I think it was a punt.
Was
Yeah,
it a punt?
It was a punt.
Because he never really had a problem catching kickoffs. It was always punts. Like that he really failed at. It was and they spin completely different.
I don't even know how I would have reacted had he not caught that ball. But at this point, I'm convinced he's not making the team. It would
I
be
don't
such a
understand.
disappointment.
Especially with people like Brownlee and Elijah Badger, young guys looking with so much promise. I just don't get it. Like, he has to have naked pictures of Andy Reid. Like, he's got to have something. He's got something in his back pocket so they can't get rid of him. He's got dirt on the Chiefs.
To me, what Brownlee did within the first 2 minutes of the game solidified him as over Sky Moore. It doesn't matter what he does the rest of the season. He's already better than Sky. If he makes this team, man. I know that we didn't have a lot of people listening at the beginning of last year, but I was basically on the same kick about Kadarius Toney back then. So,
Oh yeah,
and there was talk of him making the team all through preseason.
yeah. What's
Everything
Brian.
Ola Doofus touches turns to butt gas.
Oh, you are a word linguist, Brian Parrott, a word linguist.
You're a cunning linguist.
Jalen Watson needs a foam hat. We got some good ones here, Chad. We can't even catch up. Yeah, this is a bummer for us. So they did say it's a tear. Did you hear that, Sam? That it's actually a tear? Because we had him on our early 53 man, and we were thinking that he was going to be there. Because if you look at our secondary, now that he's gone, the people that are going to make it, the only veteran is starts with an E. Just came back to us from free agency this year.
That didn't start with an E.
Safety. Is it Mike Edwards? Is that
Mike
his name?
Edwards, yeah.
Yeah. So that's the only vet we have. Like, we have a super young secondary. So we were hoping Deion Bush was going to be in there to be just, not a starter, but just a vet in there, to help. Like, we have such a young secondary now. All right. What is this?
Having a
Stiff
hard
arm
time. I
rules,
should've brought my glasses.
and you can't expand your arm. Oh, you can't expand. Wait, you can't. A stiff arm rule, is that right? You can't extend your arm to the utmost, to its full extension. Like, you can't lock your arm.
Did that come into play tonight? Did I miss that when I was making the thumb?
I don't know.
Not sure.
Overall, here we go. Overall grade for the rookies tonight. Well, let's go through them.
Okay.
Gelati,
Gelati was
a C.
probably a C or a D. Maybe
Yeah,
maybe a
let's go
C
for a
minus.
C.
Yeah.
For what we saw of Omar Norman Lott,
I'd give him a B.
B minus,
Yeah.
C plus.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, he wasn't getting pressure, so but his motor was running, and he was definitely helping break down the pocket.
And he didn't really have much, if any, time to play out there with Chris Jones. So we really don't know how they're going to look together, because that's going to be key when this starting defensive line all gets out there together and they're playing a lion's share of the snaps together. That's when we're really going to know what we can expect to see from him. But I was, I definitely saw enough to give him a B.
And then
He's short. Did you notice that?
yeah. I saw it when
Why did I think that guy was 6'6"?
dude, because when he's at the stand, he looks like he's Chris Jones height, but he's like a little bowling ball, like that one
Chris
guy
Saunders.
we used to have.
Yes.
Yeah, they could do the backflips and stuff.
Yeah.
Like he looks like a little bowling ball just coming in, like. But yeah, so Noel Williams looked better than I expected after watching him in camp and hearing the coaches talk about him struggling. He was a tackle machine, man. Now, I don't know how great he was doing in coverage, but he was getting every tackle that came his direction.
He had a good batted ball in the end zone there late in the game. It was definitely the second half of the game, and probably the fourth quarter. But
I mean, I'll give him a B. I mean, from what I saw, he was like, he's going to be good, guys. I'm telling you, man.
yeah, there weren't any really big plays given up on defense, right? And that's when we would really start to get down on one of the defensive backs. So yeah, I mean, I would say a solid B for him.
Yep. Bassa looked great.
Bassa
Oh, wait, hold on. We skipped Royals. I was trying to go in order. So,
Okay.
Royals, I just didn't see enough of.
I would give Royals probably a B minus.
Just because he caught everything.
Just because he caught everything. But, some of that's on the quarterback. Where are they putting the ball? He was out there with Minshew a lot, and he was out there with Zappy some. I mean, Zappy was – somebody said it. Zappy was crappy. Actually, Sam often said that. Yeah. So, I mean, if he's making a catch off of a bad throw, you got to give him – it's not a neutral thing, right? The guy made the catch. That's what he's expected to do. But when he's making a catch that isn't necessarily in the right place, now you kind of got to give him a little bit of credence. You got to give him a little bit of extra for that. So,
Yeah,
and a guy that's not ready for the NFL isn't going to make those catches.
Mm-hmm.
So, Sky Moore doesn't make those catches.
Definitely not. And then, moving on to Bassa. I thought Bassa, for everything I saw, Bassa was great all across in coverage. He had that great 3rd and 1 stop. He seemed like he was, when it was a run, he was up there quick. When it was a pass, he was covered well. I mean, which is good. I mean, which is expected kind of, because he's a converted safety. Like, I know I've trivia'd you this, but let's see if you remember who's another great middle linebacker that was a converted safety.
Derek Johnson.
Nope.
I don't know. I just threw one out there.
Nope.
I don't remember.
Oh my gosh, Brian Urlacher. Come on.
What?
Come on. Yes, I did it on the show. This is the second time I've given you that trivia question on the show. Brian Urlacher was a converted safety. There's been a lot of them though. It oftentimes when they convert in college turns them into a awesome
When
linebacker.
they get a little bit too big, they got to convert over to linebacker. Yeah, I mean, he was the most effective linebacker for the Chiefs tonight. So I'd probably give him an A, or not an A,
A minus,
probably a
B
B.
plus.
Yeah, maybe B plus.
Yep.
Did we give Simmons a grade? I don't
Oh,
think
we
we
didn't
did.
give Simmons a
Yeah.
grade. Man, he wasn't out there.
He wasn't
enough.
out there long,
But
but
when he was out there,
Mahomes had time.
yeah,
Mahomes had time to throw the ball, and to me, that's an A.
he was. I think he was an A. I didn't see any pressure breakdown. Now this is just, remember, guys, we haven't had time to go over the film again, so this is the first eye tested. We were excited about the
Yeah.
game, so we were, I'm sure
And
missing
the filming
stuff.
crew, I mean, it's preseason for everybody. It's preseason for us. We were late getting everything set up, right? It's preseason for the refs. It's preseason for the teams. It's preseason for the TV guys too. They weren't really good at giving us a lot of replays. There were a lot of penalties,
Dude, a lot.
and a lot of
They didn't give us any replays.
just not very many replays at all.
And
So
like I need to see it. If you do a penalty, show me a replay.
you gotta have
that.
it.
Is like that is a
Absolutely.
rule, man. You
Turnover.
cannot do a penalty and then like you can't do a roughing the passer penalty and then not show me the penalty. And I'm scared that that's something they're going to start doing in the NFL across the board because they're tired of people second guessing.
it's going to be
And
worse.
so instead, they'll just not show it and not
It'll
talk
be worse.
about it.
It will be absolutely.
I feel
worse
like
if they do that.
I feel like it could be. But last one, Brashard Smith.
A D maybe.
Yeah, I wasn't impressed. He was playing with all the backups, but he's
was.
playing against all the backups.
And he
too.
wasn't playing in the capacity that you kind of expected him to. I mean, he was
Yeah,
he was
after
playing
watching
running
him,
back.
like I was expecting him to get more passes to the flat. And I mean, he's been killing it in camp with that. But they have to see what he can do as a running back too. But
I do want to make a note about Simmons. We said that he didn't play long. We gave him probably an A, right? Here's why I feel a little more comfortable giving him an A. If there was a question about Simmons at all, there's no question about his knee anymore. He's not been wearing a brace in training camp. He wasn't wearing a brace tonight. He was out there with the starters. If there was any question about his ability and how he's going to perform this season, I truly believe he would have been out there longer. So I think at this point, Andy Reid and Andy Heck are both 100% convinced he's the guy.
Simmons is the starter,
and
period.
he's ready to go.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they would have given him more time.
Yeah, and Jalen Moore came out with the starters today at right tackle instead of Juwan Taylor.
Yeah.
Can't read into it too much because, he just got off that injury. But you do have to read into it a little bit. I mean, it could be that Jalen Moore is the right tackle because they could keep him we have to get rid of Juwan Taylor next year unless we redo his contract. It's very possible that Juwan Taylor is going to be the swing tackle and Moore is going to be the right tackle. And Moore, younger guy too. I mean, like this is only the second team he's played for. I mean, he's got a lot of upside that we could end up just keeping him. So I could definitely see him coming in. Brian said, predict Bush gets an injury settlement and some walking papers. I don't know. I mean, it's someone we could keep because we could put him on IR, So it's someone we could keep without having to take up a roster spot, which the Chiefs love to stash guys like that. I mean, Sky Moore had a injury last year and went on IR. All of a sudden, I think the injury came up not even in the game. I didn't even see him play much last year, so I don't know how he got injured.
And
I guess practice, but it's kind of making a joke. But I mean,
remember how they handled Eric Berry. I know that wasn't an injury; it was the cancer. But they could have let him go and not paid him, but they stuck through it with their guy, and he continued to pay dividends when he came back. I think the Chiefs. That's just the kind of team they are. If there's a good quality guy that gets hurt, and he can come back and contribute at a later time. My only concern with Dion is he's not a young guy. He's in his 30s. Well,
yeah.
I mean,
Well,
in
he's
his
a
ninth or
vet
10th
though.
season.
That's why it'd just be nice to keep him in the building. You know what I mean?
I don't disagree.
Yeah, I never really cared about keeping him on to play. If I'm being honest, you want those guys in the building to talk to the guys,
As an
teach
influence,
guys stuff.
yeah.
But yeah, you said Nazi got burned several times. I didn't see that. It's not to say it didn't happen, but I just didn't see it. But I don't know. We're way behind on chat here. Everybody. Oh my gosh! Just
Wow.
say if anything jumps out at you, Buck. Here. Can't grab the face mask either, dude. Did you see that too? There was a defender that grabbed. No, it was a offensive player that grabbed. I think it was Nazi Johnson's helmet.
So here's the thing:
Do you remember that?
I do remember that, and it was a real quick thing. but they can grab the face mask if they let it go right away. And
No, that's the old rule was they would only get a 5 yard penalty if they did that instead of 15. But you
man.
could never grab the face mask ever. So I don't know what like what the deal was. But okay,
Can't close your hand on a face mask.
so I didn't see him close his hand. I did I so I yeah, but
No, and
I
he
didn't
let it
see
go
that.
so quickly. I doubt he had time to close his hand and then open it back up. I think it was like his finger got in there and he just kind of let it go.
Yep. Yeah, dude, Noel looked great. Yeah, we gave Noel a great grade. Noel looked better than I was expecting just because of everything I've heard from the coaches. You know, Noel looked like great. And then we talked about Nico already, but he is no Sky Moore. You're trolling. You're trolling.
You're right. He is no Sky Moore.
Oh, Brian, you and your little nicknames.
Mint Chew. Yeah, he's done that one before. Mint Chew is rusty but effective, and he hasn't taken any snaps with Creed to speak of. Yeah, I liked what I saw from him, though. I mean, he's not your typical, stand in the pocket quarterback. He's kind of like an old west gunslinger, man. He likes to run out and run to the flats before he throws the ball. I don't know, maybe that's just what he got stuck with when he was playing for the Raiders all those years, but I'm excited for him as the backup. Really excited.
I've never heard this before. That Creed puts the ball in different spots. Is that really a thing? I've never heard that
Is
before.
that a thing or is that a Brian thing?
I think that might be a Brian thing. No, it's an Andy Heck thing. Of course, of course, it's an Andy Heck thing. Brian, I don't know why you're simping all over Andy all the time, but I'm
Well,
starting
now
to think it's like that grade school thing where
he's
you
hating
just
on
keep
Creed.
jumping on people, and it just means you actually like them.
Oh yeah. The bully
Yeah.
always picks on the pretty girl.
Drew Tranquil, I don't think looked good. I don't think any of the linebackers except for Bossa looked good, and that's including Nick Bolton. And I love me some Nick Bolton. I'm a Nick Bolton defender, but I didn't like any of the play from the linebackers today. I don't know if that was just I didn't like any of the play from the defensive line either. The defensive line was letting me down big time. I was expecting them to come in and put some pressure on. It's not like the Cardinals have one of the best offensive lines, and we're going against a lot of backups and stuff too. These guys aren't ready also, but you know, it's taken with a grain of salt. It's still the first preseason game.
Give him time. If Brian even says Andy Heck, we should just skip that one because we know what it's going to be.
Yeah, if they take 6 linebackers, then I don't even. Well, I mean,
I have a hard time.
Cam Jones got kind of work tonight. That's who we thought was going to actually edge out people like Jack Cochran. And
They
yeah, I
called
don't
Jack
know.
Cochran's name a couple of times tonight, but I'm really starting to have a hard time. They're going to keep more than 5 linebackers at this point.
Yeah, Sam said Simmons was good, but Kingsley looked suspect. I didn't see anything wrong with Kingsley's play at all.
I didn't see anything wrong with that offensive line.
Yeah, that starting offensive line, that starting 5 with
Looked.
with Moore at the right tackle looked great.
I was surprised to see how cohesive they looked in their first game action together, and that's just going to get better.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
and it's hard to, even when you've got your full offensive line starters in there with Gardner Minshew, it's still hard to tell how they're going to play with Mahomes back there because they are 2 different guys. They've got 2 different mindsets. You know, your main guy, Patrick Mahomes, he's the one that you want your offensive lineman to be thinking like, not Gardner Minshew. So it's still hard to really grade them when it's not Mahomes that's back there throwing the ball.
yep.
But I didn't see anything from Kingsley that had me upset.
Yeah, honestly, the offense I'm not even really worried about, which is funny because it's kind of going backwards from last year. I'm kind of worried about this defense, man. I'm really kind of
I'm not
worried about this
it.
defense.
I'm not worried about it at all.
I
In
just don't.
Spags, I trust.
Yeah. Uh,
Andy Heck lovers. That's right. You know what? I want to get a Andy Heck T-shirt now, just to troll Brian.
Yeah, just be like, "What the heck you talking about?" or something like that.
What the heck? Heck.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But many think so. Rico Remigio. Thornton beats him out. I say keep Nico either way. I think Thornton's making the team regardless.
I do too.
I think Thornton's making the team over Nico if that's a choice.
Yes, but I think Nico's making the team too.
Yeah, I think Nico's making the team too, but I think
they're going to find a way to make that both.
I think
make them both
Thornton
happen.
makes it over him, and I know Tobe has talked about Nico Remigio, but he talked about him last year, right before the 53-man roster, and he said, "I'm gonna pound the table for him. I'm going to bat for him."
And it didn't matter.
And it didn't matter. He didn't make the team. So I think you have to take Dave Tobe's stuff with a grain of salt, and I don't know why no one else is pointing that out, but I haven't heard anybody else point that out.
Nope.
They've just talked about how Tobe's talking about him and how that means he's most likely a lock. And I'm just like, dude, do you not
and
remember
that's what
last year?
we
It was
did
just last
believe
year.
that last year. We
Yeah,
thought that because Tobes literally said, "I will pound the table for this guy," and then he didn't make it. That's hard for me. I
don't understand why other people don't remember that.
Yeah. Well, if he was a couple inches taller, this isn't a conversation.
I know, yeah. But also, if he was a couple inches taller, I mean, what great return artist have you ever seen that
was a little bit taller?
Yeah, I mean,
I think
Thornton got a chance to return a kick. Didn't look great at all, you know.
What's that guy's name that was with the Bears? Devin Hester. I think Devin Hester wasn't as short.
I think he was definitely under 6 foot. I'm almost yeah. He was like, I don't think he was like Dante Hall short, but I think Devin Hester. Somebody will look it up. What was Devin Hester's height and weight? Hey,
but he was
Google. How tall is Devin Hester? That didn't work.
He was also an effective wide receiver too, though, and I think that's the conversation. You know, these guys that are effective punt returners are shorter, and that's part of the reason that they're effective as a punt returner because they're so elusive. But we're talking about a guy that isn't going to make the team because that's the only thing he has to offer, and he can't really provide in the wide receiver room. Where I think Devin Hester did.
Well, they played Devin Hester as a slot guy. I don't understand why we don't play our short guys at the slot. Like, I mean, I don't understand why we didn't play Sky Moore more at the slot. I don't understand why.
Because we got taller receivers.
We
that
just
play
don't.
slot.
But yeah, but I mean, you don't want to have. I mean, all the passes that I've seen Nico miss are X routes. They're all going downfield from the outside. And I don't understand.
It's
I just
a
don't
harder target
understand.
to hit.
Yeah, I don't understand the thought process there. I mean, Andy and the team is definitely smarter than me. So, but I wish they'd explain it sometime why they're trying to, like, Nico's not going to make that back of the end zone catch, 75% of the time. Why are you putting him out there to do that?
And that's why we should be in the after game press conferences.
Yeah.
Ask the tough questions.
Yeah, ask questions that are actually good instead of like, how did everybody like your new haircut? How did they like your new haircut?
What do you think about being the third sexiest man in the NFL?
Yeah. Or, how's your off-field troubles doing now? Shut up, dude. Like, ask like real questions about the game, and ask about things that like you don't understand, because there are so many things that they do we don't have good explanations for, And it would be nice, because asking Andy is worthless because he's going to use a lot of words and tell you nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
He's really good at that.
Yeah. Got a lot of practice.
Yep. What do we got here?
Thornton is pushing up on Locke real hard.
Locking it on the roster. Yeah, definitely. Dude,
Agreed.
I think he's already locked. I honestly do. I think he's already locked. I've seen him make so many plays. Like, you see these different, different footage from training camp, but he's been making plays the entire time. I mean, I'm just sitting here watching him make play after play after play after play, and it's nuts, man. It is absolutely nuts. I remember when we got him last year, and I was like, oh, well, that's a good practice squad body. But man, he's looked unbelievable. And What a pickup for nothing.
You're talking about how he looks. We were talking about they had Worthy doing that interview over on the sideline, and he had those gold teeth or whatever he had, and then they showed Thornton on the sideline, and we're like, you were like, man, he looks like the guy at Subway serving your sandwich.
He looks like a carpenter. Like I
He
don't
didn't
know.
look freshly shaven.
Yeah.
Like, he had like patchy stuff going on. It's like, I'm pretty sure you can afford a barber at this point. But you know what? That shows what's important to him is he's not concerned about his flashy looks. He's putting work in where it counts.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
where he's focusing his attention.
Well,
I hope
Gelati
that's what it shows me.
Gelati forgot
Yeah.
where the razor was too, because I'm pretty sure he was clean shaven when they talked to him after he got drafted. And man, he's just got this like, what do you call it? Like Burly Man, cuts logs.
Lumberjack?
Lumberjack beard. He's just got
cuts logs.
that lumberjack beard. But it could be like superstitious stuff. It could be like, how Travis Kelce always used to come to, preseason with the whole stash. Although he didn't do that this year. I wonder if Taylor said no.
That's why I don't change my underwear until the Chiefs lose.
Yeah, it gets stinky too. You can smell it down the street.
It's
You're
fresh.
not even drinking anything but water.
I know.
I know. Oh my goodness. What do we got here?
Duncan McLeod. I love the name.
Yep.
It's gonna suck to cut Brown when
the
Hollywood
Highlander.
only plays 3 games.
Dude, it is. It's gonna suck. And
Brownlee's
we're
gonna
probably
go.
going to cut him, and he's going to be grabbed from waivers right away.
The Raiders are gonna pick him up, and he's gonna get 750 yards and 5 touchdowns this year, and he's gonna.
Yeah, he's going to be mad that we cut him.
Yep.
And he's been balling out in camp too. I've got a bunch of clips that I've taken of him, and for the longest time I had to keep asking myself, because they give you a little guide at training camp, and you can look up people by name alphabetically or by a number, because you're like, whose number, blah blah blah, because everybody uses extra numbers. So like in the game, you'll see 2 2s. You'll see
Thornton and Williams.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nah.
Thornton and
Not Noel Williams is 20.
yeah.
I forget. Was it no? Roland Wallace is 30. I forget who 2 is on defense, but you'll see that a lot. So I kept having to. I was like, who made that amazing catch? I kept having to check the number, and I was like, Brownlee. Oh my gosh, wow. What do we got? What else we got here?
Andy Heck has dementia. We'll just skip that one. You guys can guess who said that. The beat reporters for the Chiefs are worst at
They
asking
are.
questions. Yeah.
They are horrible.
They're softballs. Yeah. How does it feel going from training camp to a preseason game?
Yeah, and I'm not saying ask him, like I wouldn't ask Worthy about, they all asked him about his whole off the field thing. I wouldn't have asked that at all. It doesn't matter. It was thrown out in less than 24 hours. It doesn't matter. Leave the guy alone about that.
when you
His
just said that, I'm
personal
like,
life
what
is
off the
his
field
personal life.
That's right.
Rasheed, I get asking him because he's going to face, suspension with the NFL. That I get asking it, but ask it once and then drop it. Like, ask about the game, ask about why they did certain things, ask those types of questions. That's what you should be asking, in my humble opinion. Oh, that's what that smell is. Buck's underwear. Yep.
You guys can smell it from home. You're welcome.
Oh man, but I'm just happy to have football
gas.
back, dude.
Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, guys, it is preseason. Remember, like if you look at Andy Reid's record, he doesn't even have a winning record in preseason games. And I think if you actually look at his career in Kansas City, I think it's even worse than the overall, because I think he might have cared a bit when he was on the Eagles. He don't give 2 craps. I think we've lost all 4 before.
Oh,
when
yeah.
we used to play.
Oh, yeah.
When we used to play 4, and then we go to the AFC playoffs. Like,
And I'm not going to
uses
lie,
it.
back and I'm talking 5 years, as little as 5 years ago, and before that, that would bum me out as a fan because to me, what I was looking at it was the product on the field. Now I knew the starters weren't in there, but I expect that our starters should beat their starters, then our second team should beat their second team. But that's not how it works out. The Chiefs obviously tonight took Mahomes out after the first drive, which was I think 4, 5 snaps. A lot of the starters stayed in after that, but other teams will leave their starters in for a lot longer. A lot of teams have different questions about different positions, so they're going to take guys out, leave guys. I mean, it's a whole different ball game. It really is. They're not playing football the way that they'll be playing football in the regular season. So Andy uses it to his full advantage for what he can, and that's to evaluate players.
Yeah, and we'll see him like where the Cardinals went and kicked that field goal.
On 4th and 1.
Andy would have taken that as a practice to practice an actual 4th and 1, which would have been more beneficial in my
Absolutely.
opinion. But I also told Buck, I don't know, maybe the Cardinals have like multiple kickers and they're trying to figure out their kicking game. Maybe they have a new kick holder, that's going to hold the kicks for you know what I mean? So maybe they were evaluating something in the kicking game, but Andy, with our situation, would have for sure went for that 4th and 1 for the teaching opportunity, even though it wouldn't have been the smart play. But okay, Brandy, I saw this question earlier, and thank you so much for clarifying it because I didn't understand exactly what you were saying. So this is the catch that he caught, and we challenged. Okay, and they called it on the field as an incomplete, and then all the shots that we had of it were inconclusive. Well, they all showed that he caught the ball and it didn't touch the
He definitely
ground.
caught the ball.
Okay, but they couldn't confirm it because, like, what was you and Mel's reasoning for this?
So based on the camera angles that we had, they could not guarantee that it hadn't touched the ground, even though you can combine them all and you can see that it's a catch. They couldn't prove that it is a catch, but they couldn't prove that it wasn't a catch. So the fact that they can't prove definitively 100% either way, then the play stands.
Has to go with
Now-
it has to go with the call on the field,
Right,
at the
and
time.
so the play stands, right? And that's when they say the play stands. Now, when the call is confirmed on the field, that's when they can prove that with 100% no doubt the play did end up the way that it was called on the field. So they would say confirmed.
So basically,
when
they didn't say confirmed. They
right,
just said,
they said
the
play
call
stands because
The plays- yeah.
we can't prove that it was a catch.
Yep, and that's a bummer.
It
but
sucks because we all know it's a catch. It
That
was
a
a
good
catch.
way to explain that, though. I was struggling with the way to explain it. It's a good way to explain it. King Jamie in the house. How you doing,
Yeah,
brother, man?
buddy.
It was a fun day for us, too, man. It was a fun day for us,
Great
too.
day.
Yeah, it would have not been a fun day losing if it wasn't a preseason game. But like we've said, we really don't think it matters.
No, and the information that we got, and it was still a good, exciting game to watch through, especially the first half. Everything that we got to see was awesome. The way the game started was fun, exciting. It wasn't your average first play of a preseason game.
Dude, okay.
It's fun.
So everybody made fun of us for this back last year. We pointed out that no one on the sideline, Mahomes included, especially Kelsey, no one looked like they were having fun. No one was talking. No one was, Kelsey, they would pan to him and he's sitting on the sideline staring into space like somebody
He was
just
thinking about Taylor.
like shot his cat or something, and he's just like, and then Mahomes was standing by himself. Dude, today was awesome because Mahomes was joking on the sideline with everybody. Everybody was talking. Juju was talking to the young guys. I mean,
Even
it
into the
looked like
fourth
they were
quarter.
having a good time once again. And that, I think, I'm telling you, man, the mental matters. And so many people don't talk about the mental. They're like, dude, it doesn't matter. It matters. It really matters. And they look like they're back to having fun. And that excited me.
Yeah, This season, oh man, this season's going to be great. If we could just, I'm not even going to say the I word. This season's going to be great. I don't think we're going to end up with the same record that we ended up with last year. The ball is not going to bounce our way all the time like it did last year, but our victories are going to be solid victories. We're not going to have a whole lot of these, down to the wire because Mahomes just can't make up for an offensive line that
I
isn't
hope
there.
you're right, dude, because like that was stress city for me last year.
Oh, it was stress city for everybody involved.
Yep. I hate preseason too, and it does get guys hurt. But at the same time, you'll see a lot of teams like the Lions classically don't like to play any of their starters. Now, what that injuries is part of the game. It's something that this is going to be kind of mean to say, but you separate, the stronger eggs. I mean, you find out quicker, who's going to survive. Some people are more injury prone than others. I don't know if it's because they fall better or, they put themselves in better spots. There are freak accidents, but injuries are part of the game. And
Yeah.
Andy's always said it. It's a tough sport. So
Survival of the fittest.
yeah, so it's kind of the preseason and training camp is kind of a way to weed those things out so that you have them out of the way, and that's just kind of the way it is. I don't know. I don't know what to like. I agree with Reed on that. That you gotta weed that out, and he said it, a little more PC than I just said it, but I said it the truth. The truth is they're weeding out the weaker ones, and that's just the truth. It's not happy. It's not fun. It's bad.
It's
And
natural progression.
Yeah, my heart goes out to all these different guys that get hurt, but you don't want them on your team. You want guys that are gonna, that's what makes George Karlaftis worth so much more than just his stats. The dude never gets hurt. Same with Trent McDuffie. Never gets hurt. Like that's one of the biggest stats in my opinion in the NFL is injury prone. Like, everybody's like, "Oh, I'd love to get so and so." Like, what was it? Cooper, the receiver. Everybody was talking about that in the off season. The one that was, on the Rams. It was like, the MVP just a few
Cooper
years
Kupp?
back. Yeah, yeah, Cooper Cup. But I'm like, dude, he's injury prone, man. Like, I really don't want to just bring on injury prone people because injury could completely derail you.
And I forgot we had a whole episode about picking up wide receivers because it was
Yep.
just getting decimated over there.
Yep. Oh yeah, we did this. We did this in an episode. Gosh, months ago.
Yeah, a couple of months ago.
Buck was 12-5, and I was 14-3.
Yep.
Yep. I've got
But we
the
didn't
list.
necessarily we
Yeah,
didn't
we
agree
didn't
on the same games.
Yeah, yeah. I've got the list. We're gonna go over it. We'll go over it probably like halfway through the season to see how close we were on that. But I've still got the list saved so we can see.
We could do a redo of that because a lot has changed.
Yeah, we could, but I mean, it was our before season, right?
It was.
Right. So, but yeah, what else we got here? Kind of running a little out of time. We gotta. We can't let this run too long, but I'm having a good time talking to you guys. So, you guys you keep bringing up stuff, and then I'm like, oh, we can stay and talk about this. Just keeps kind of going.
Bacon, egg, and cheese McSnackle.
Oh yeah, Sam makes great point. We could definitely have a worse record and have a better team. That's
Pretty
just,
sure we're gonna.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't understand that. Like, and also we could start the season 4-5 and still make playoffs and end at 12-5. I mean, we have a really tough front half, and then the second half. Barring any changes. Now the NFL teams change. We haven't researched all these teams that weren't good last year. They could change on a dime. I mean, look at the Commanders. There's at least one team in the NFL every year that comes out like that. When the Lions all of a sudden turned into a good team, it was overnight.
Yep.
Yeah, and so they might not turn into be cookie cutter, but I often prefer to go against the harder teams in the second half because they're more
More,
banged up.
yeah.
It's just a horrible thing to
And you've
say,
got
but
better
it's the
chemistry.
truth. Yeah, you got better chemistry going through. And you're especially with the Chiefs, they kind of ramp up and they galvanize throughout the season and get better and better. So, but yeah, we could definitely have a better team with a worse record.
Pretty
The-
sure we will.
and I think we have a better team, but man, the pass rush really, really needs to get something going. Like we need to pressure with four. We need that. We need it so bad.
No, but our defensive backs did seem to be taking advantage of situation. I mean, 2 picks tonight, and that was kind of a point of emphasis last
Oh, yeah.
year is that
Yep.
we were low on picks. So
Terry says the same thing that I just did. Yeah, it's just. Ugh. All right, yeah, you mean Hollywood Brown? Yeah, he's been injury prone for a long
Yeah.
time, man.
yeah, I'm starting to wonder about him for sure. Bacon, egg, and cheese McSnackle. I don't even know what you're talking
I
about,
don't
but it's
either.
funny. It made me laugh.
Brian.
I know.
Oh man. Oh, all right, but yeah, I don't know. After the loss, and ate a double cheeseburger. I don't know, man. Dude, Andy's lost so much weight,
He's
dude.
looking slimmer.
He's looking
Yeah.
like I can't even find him at training camp because I'm like,
He doesn't stand out. the
yeah,
way
he
used
doesn't
to.
stand
Yeah.
out. Like he looks like so many.
You can
you
see
know,
him when
you
he's
have to, like-
walking. You can recognize him because he does have
Yeah,
kind
he's
of
got
that,
that-
penguin waddle.
Yep, yep. Which is
But if he's just standing there, kinda blends in.
Which is funny because big guys and big girls they get that waddle.
Uh-huh.
I had a friend who lost like 120 pounds and she still had the waddle, and we gave her shit. We're like, "Why are you waddled?" And she's like, "Shut up." And she'd go back to walking normal, but they get used to doing the waddle, even though she didn't have to do it anymore. But yeah, he does. But yeah, he's looking like, which is good. That just means he can coach for us, for longer, stay healthier.
Brian says the Chargers are going to bring it like Philly did. Don't get cocky. Yeah, but that Bob was telling me when I got here today that they lost their best player. I mean,
Yeah,
wasn't
their
their
left
quarterback
tackle. Yeah.
their left tackle.
So they're going to have the rookie from last year going over to left tackle most likely, but the interior of their line wasn't great already, and they want to pound the rock. But their defense is definitely gonna be pretty pushy. Yeah, I think that's what he means. Is their defensive line is gonna come. Hollywood Glass Joe Brown,
Glass jaw or Glass Joe?
Joe as in Joe Burrow, I think. I thought Minshew did pretty good. I thought Minshew. He wasn't. I've seen all the quarterbacks in training camp. I haven't seen really doing the deep bombs. I mean, I've seen them doing a lot of checkdowns, and it seems like Zappy goes through like 6 reads, even though there's not 6 receivers on the field, and then throws to the check down every time. But yeah, I think you can't expect to have, an awesome quarterback at backup. I don't, that's something that most teams. We don't even like. There isn't even 32 awesome quarterbacks in the league.
No, there's not
You
enough
know.
for each team to have one.
Yeah, there's not enough for each. Then I shouldn't even say awesome. I should say good. It's
Gardner
It's a
Minshew
tough
could go
position.
and start for a couple of different teams in this league right now.
oh yeah.
So we're lucky to get him as the backup.
Yeah, I think so too. But yeah, the Chargers.
Scored more in the Hall of Fame game than they will all the rest of the year. How many points did they score in that game?
It's like I forget.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah, but we should probably wrap up. We've been going for an hour and 15, but we just love talking to you guys. I want to say thank you guys for coming out. Before you go, hit that like button. See if some people will check out the podcast tomorrow. We appreciate you guys coming in and them chatting. It makes the whole show so much better. Gives us so much more to talk about because there's so much more that I have and he has. and especially after the games, because we write down notes, but we don't write down every note. And then you bring something up, it sparks something in us, and we're just like, oh yeah, that, you know. And it's just, I mean, you guys make the podcast so much better, and so we really appreciate you guys coming and hanging out, and it means the world to us. We were doing this show same last time, and we had one person in chat. It was my mom, and she doesn't like to chat, and so. It's awesome to have people showing up and hanging out with us and talking to us, and remember, we don't think we know everything, and we really don't, and we respect others' opinions. We hope you respect ours. At the end of the day, this is a fan podcast made by fans for fans, and we love you guys, and thank you so much for the support. And we're having just a great time doing this, and
And we hope you're having as much fun listening and commenting as we are
yeah,
just talking about our favorite team, which is why we did this in the first place.
yep.
Talk Chiefs.
All right, well, we're gonna get out of here, guys. But yeah, we'll be back Monday, and then we'll talk about what we're gonna do. We're gonna figure out a plan for what we're gonna do the shows, because it's gonna be crazy. The games are all over the place too. They're not just on Sunday. We got all kinds of different stuff going on. So
I think we'll do one Monday still.
I don't know if we'll do one Monday at all. That might switch to when we're doing our
Okay.
news videos and stuff, and then it might be Thursday. But we need to hash it out. We need to figure out what's best and what our schedules can do, and we will definitely get back to you guys. And thank you so much for hanging out, and we'll see you soon.
Latest in the Menjay.
Why did you say that?
Because it means later, man.
What did they say in the movie, though?
Oh, it's they say latest in the Menjay.
Yeah, and he goes, "Why did you just say that?" And he goes, "I don't know."
Oh, yeah.
Later.